Hello everyone. Develop green buildings and constantly promote green and low-carbon development. Promote harmony between man and nature. Prefabricated buildings actively respond to the National Green Building Development Strategy. In such an era background, we should keep up with the pace of the times. Please follow me to open the door of prefabricated learning. Let's welcome enterprise teacher Zhang Lindsay to explain to you.
Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to carry out the detailed drawing identification of prefabricated concrete columns in the actual project. Like prefabricated composite girders are not referred to in our Atlas specifications. So, we use the detailed drawing of a prefabricated concrete column of an actual project to explain to you. It is also divided into project overview, basic structural drawing of precast concrete column, and a reinforcement drawing of precast concrete column. This project is a building of an auxiliary workshop in a southern city. Because it is an auxiliary workshop, its floor height is not high. Only 2 floors above the ground and 1 floor underground. In the case of structural system, it is an assembled integral concrete frame structure. So the first layer is cast in place, and the second layer is made of prefabricated parts. As for the elevation of the second floor, we can see from the drawing that it is 4.470 to 8.07. The component we read this time is PCZ1. That is the corner column in the upper left corner. Let's take a look. This is an overall detail of our column, which is also divided into template drawing. That is, some parameters related to the external dimensions of our precast concrete column, the reinforcement drawing, section drawing, and the list we built, as well as some technical information we built. And its accessories list are all in our detail list. Let's take a look at the basic structural drawing of precast concrete columns. Then the height of this column is 2,710 mm higher than the concrete. And when we go to the junction of our column and our girder, we can see that the size is of 870 mm, which means that the height of the girder is 870 mm. So girder of this height generally belong to the main girder. Then the top reinforcement of our upper structure plate is 180 mm, and the height of the lower grouting is 20 mm. It can be seen from the main view and the right view. One of the exhaust hole protruding openings is at the right exhaust hole, and its overall exhaust height is 840 mm. The triangle with C indicates a rough surface, and the triangle with J indicates a keyway. Rough surface and keyway need to be made on this side. Our oblique embedded knots are located in our front view and the right view, as well as our front and right side. The upper diagonal brace is 900 mm from the top of our column, and the lower diagonal brace is 542 mm from the bottom of our column. The position of our diagonal brace is generally 1/5 of the column height at the lower part and 2/3 of the column height at the upper part. Sometimes it may be a small value, so we usually take an integer. We can see the bottom view and top view of our prefabricated column. From the figure, we can see that the dimension of the prefabricated column section is 600 mm by 600 mm. N in the triangle represents our template surface. If there is a black arrow and a Z in the circle below, it represents a direction of our grouting. Then we can see from here that we should grout from the front. Then in the previous front view, we know that our column has a keyway. Then the size of our arrow can be seen in our bottom view and top view, which is 300 times 300 millimeters. In addition, arrows can be seen in the top view and bottom view, indicating that there is a 310-300 size arrow on the top and the bottom of the upper and lower columns, respectively. Then let's take a look at the parameters related to the schedule of precast concrete columns. The first is its column number, because we are partially prefabricated on the second floor. The column here is 2F. Its overall drawing number is also 2FPCZ1. And the volume of concrete is 0.970 cubic meters, constructed with a weight of 2.425 tons. The number of embedded nuts with suspended ceiling is 2 if there are embedded parts in the column. The specific model of the nut can be determined only after we communicate with the manufacturer. There are also 12 GT20 kits in total, which must correspond to the number of our B-side, X-side, and our corner reinforcements. In this drawing, a half-grouted sleeve with a size of 42 millimeters times 211 millimeters is used. There are 4 embedded nuts on the front and right side of the diagonal brace, and the model is WWC 161054. Since we are partially prefabricated on the second floor, and its elevation is 4.470 to 8.070, the concrete strength of our prefabricated column is C40, and there is only one PCZ1 on this floor. Let's take another look at the reinforcement of its precast concrete column. BZ1 and HZ-1 in the reinforcement distribution table represent the prefabricated column reinforcement, vertical reinforcement on side B and vertical reinforcement on side H, respectively. Their diameters are 20 millimeters, and the quantity is also 4. The length is the same in terms of size, 3,557 millimeters. From the detailed drawing of stirrup, we can know that the combination form of stirrup is 4 times 4. There are 4 stirrups on the B side and the H side, respectively. In total, we can see that the reinforcement distribution table on the left has 3 forms of stirrups, 1G1, NG1, and NG3. Because the lower end of the main reinforcement of the prefabricated column is connected with the semi-grouting sleeve, our 3 stirrups have 2 models, respectively, which are divided into within the sleeve range and above the sleeve range. In our sleeve range, because the size of the sleeve is larger than that of the reinforcement, the size of the stirrup within our sleeve range is larger than that of the stirrup above our sleeve. We can see the corresponding G2, NG2, and NG4 below. In fact, we can also know from the detailed drawing of our stirrup that the stirrup, in brackets, is also used in an area above the sleeve, and its corresponding size will be smaller than the spacing of stirrups. In the non-encrypted area is 200 millimeters, and the spacing of stirrups in the encrypted area is 100 millimeters. So this is the end of this course. Thank you.
The above is the explanation of the knowledge points in this subsection, and I wish you a happy learning journey in the process of learning the prefabricated concrete building construction course.